What's something that makes no fucking sense to you, no matter how many times people fucking explain it to you? I'll go first! Why is there ever traffic? Just drive! Just drive!
How do we know that we've only explored 5% of the ocean if we haven't seen the entire ocean? How do we know that the part that we've seen is only 5% of the whole if we haven't seen the whole?
Where does the wax go? I don't care how many times Hank Green explains it to me. I don't care how many times my science teacher father explains it to me. Where does the wax go? I get that it evaporates, and then they're like, it's a gas or whatever, and they're like, oh, when you drive your car, your gas burns off and yada yada, and they're like, oh, the wax burns off, but it's wax. It's not like ice melts into a liquid, but it's not the same kind of substance, and it's hard. It's like different, and like when you should like see like a circle of where the wax went on your ceiling or something, like an orange circle for an orange candle, you know? Because where the frick does it go?
Why do we have to wash our hands after we use the restroom? It's for fucking losers.
See you later, losers!
Why isn't every new restaurant in America an all-day breakfast restaurant? Why are we dicking around with any other kind? Make it make sense to me. Number one, breakfast food is the best type of food, bar none, and I don't want to hear it. All right, it's healthy, it's nutritious, and it's delicious. Biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy, the prosecution rests. Number two, these places have got to just print money. Have you ever been inside of one? It is wall-to-wall people at all times during the day. Oh, you'd like a table for two? Well, clear your calendar, motherfucker. It's going to be a 4-day wait. And also, we don't take reservations. Here's a coaster. It'll light up when you've been selected by our panel of celebrity guest judges. Number two, all you have to do is be better than Waffle House to be successful. The bar could not be lower. Have you mopped the floors in the last 20 years? Is there only a little hair in my food? Is someone being stabbed? I'm not asking if someone has been stabbed. I'm asking if someone is currently being stabbed. No? Well then sure, I'll take a table. I'll see you in 5 to 10 business.
Okay, so 2 things. 1, how does the defrost work in a car? I don't know. My daddy tells me every time, like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't understand it. And 2, if 0 is 0, if 0 is as 0 as you can get, how does the weather get negative 32 degrees? I mean, everybody explains it to me over and over. But if 0 is 0, if 0 is the very bottom, how can it get colder than the coldest that it can be, which is 0? I don't understand. It frustrates me. I don't like it. And y'all don't mind my fresh hell hair. We're at the hotel and I forgot the flat iron, so.
The concept of money. I know that it started out by being backed by gold, but we keep printing more money, and it's basically worthless now, but it runs the entire world. We have billionaires who are racing to space, while there are people who are dying because they can't afford their medication, or they can't afford their food, or they can't afford housing, and they can't get government help because they make just a little bit too much money, or they have 2 or 3 jobs, or both parents have 2 or 3 jobs, and then they're paying for daycare, which costs a lot of money, and it's just fucked up everything. So I don't understand money.
How is it that the environment is not the number one issue that we're focusing on? Because it's super simple logic. If we don't have an environment, we're not alive. If we're not alive, why does anything else matter? It literally doesn't, because we're dead. So why is anything else being put before the environment right now? Please tell me.
My mothers on this app willingly post shenanigans. Kids in unsafe sleep environments, car seats that look like dog shit, holding their kid upside down, doing nasty sexual things or could be perceived sexual things with their kids. And then everybody on the internet defends them and calls it mom shaming. This wasn't mandatory. You didn't have to post it. How is that mom shaming because we're pointing out the obvious fuckery?
How someone could walk into a car dealership, look at their options, and see a puke, vile, green Kia Soul and think to themselves, that's the one. That's the one. How it even made itself to a car dealership floor is beyond my comprehension. whoever was in the think tank at Kia and was at the idea room and threw that color out, and a collective group of people gave a nod of approval. That doesn't make sense.
Yo, why is it every time that I have to look up a recipe, you feel the need to tell me your life story and your inspiration for the day before you tell me the ingredients? Just tell me what to do so I can fuck it up and order a pizza, okay? I don't have time for that.
Sexual attraction. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I can play this game. Why is it so hard for me to get an identification card or a social security card after I've lost both of them? The DMV says without an SS card, we can't give you an ID. The Social Security office says without an ID or driver's license, we can't replace your social security card. And neither one of them will accept my birth certificate as a valid form of proof of identification. And yet at the same time, every time the police run my name or take me to jail, they take my fingerprints and they are 100% sure I am who they think I am, or they will not release me from custody. So the same government that doesn't trust me to get an ID to get a job is the same government that does trust me to release me, a criminal, back onto the street. Why can't I use my fingerprint to get an ID or a new social security card? Why?
When people insist over and over and over again that it's the carbs that made them gain weight. It's the fucking carbs. I need to quit carbs. Oh my God, the fucking carbs. No, it's your overall calorie consumption. Overall, not just the carbs. It wasn't the fucking pizza. It wasn't the donuts. It wasn't the fucking salad. It wasn't the fucking burger. It was your overall calorie consumption. You were in a calorie surplus, not just from carbs. It's not the fucking carbs. Eat the fucking carbs.
Yes, I'd like to go ahead and pay money for a Luke Bryan album.